We welcome you in to the Small Ball Podcast alongside Santa Mikulin and Santa Dennis. I'm Santa Ayers, and fellas, this is a Nate Robinson podcast.
Yeah, Nate Christian, it's been a tough week for you, bro.
Whoa.
Tough week. For those who don't know, Christian got ridiculed in the comments on one of our videos on Instagram, and he was called a lot of things. And Nate Robinson, three-time NBA dunk champ, chimed in.
And not only did he win it 3 times, he then commented on that reel 3 different times to let Christian know that Christian doesn't actually know ball for the centers that you picked.
Yeah, do you want to hear exactly what Nate Rob said?
Yeah, please share it with them, because this is the fact that I, just a pathetic guy in Phoenix, got in the head of Nate Robinson is hilarious to me.
Yeah, so this is, and I quote from Nate Robinson, talking about Christian Dennis, the last dude has no basketball knowledge whatsoever.
Wow. Yeah, so everyone who's been listening to our podcast is like, yeah, man, Christian, he knows what he's talking about. I guess I don't. So I'm sorry for leading you all astray.
You know nothing.
I am nothing.
You know, Christian, let me put this on the record. I liked your picks. I liked your center picks.
I liked all of them except for the last one, the Wemby versus Shaq, which I know you're doing. Listen,
you know, that's to be fair. We haven't seen the full season of Wemby. There's still a lot of season left, and he's been performing really well. If the Spurs will just give him the basketball.
Okay, that leads in to
fix your hat. It looks ridiculous.
Wait, what's going on? Fix me up. Let me talk while you fix me up. It leads into, last week we talked about the beauty of the small market kingdom and all these prosperous teams. We're doing the flip end this week because we cover all small market teams. People need to realize that.
Good and bad.
We are covering the absolute worst. The San Antonio Spurs being a part of that group. They're losers of 12 straight. And as Christian was saying, I've watched a few Spurs games now. They need to give Wemby the basketball.
There should be no reason why they don't dribble up the court every time and he gets the ball. He needs to touch it on every single possession. And it's sad to see Jeremy Sohan just getting absolutely annihilated on Spurs Reddit and Twitter about how he's ruining Wemby.
It is. We're not even 20 games into the season, and there are now talking points of, and Jeremy Sohan, who is liked by different NBA communities, but we're starting to see some people in the Spurs community saying, hey, this guy refuses to give our best prospect ever the basketball.
It's wild.
It's wild.
Coming into the season, I feel like Jeremy Sohan was one of the darlings, especially within the San Antonio fan base.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean, they're bottom 4 in offensive rating and bottom 4 in defensive rating. It's abysmal. And you wouldn't think a Popovich team centered around one of the best prospects we've ever seen would fall that low, but they have. And even the rotations, I mean, listen, I don't watch a ton of Spurs basketball, I'll be the first to admit, but I did watch a game last week, and they got Devin Vassell coming off the bench.
They have Devin Vassell, and that's the thing. They have Shetty Osman off the bench, Doug McDermott still getting playing time, but Devin Vassell, he should start for the San Antonio Spurs. He should not be the 6th man.
It doesn't even make sense because when you have Wemby on the court, you need shooting, and Vassell is probably one of their better shooters.
I think he is their best shooter. I don't think Zach Collins, they've talked pretty high about his 3-point shooting. He's shooting 27% from 3.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Sohan's not a real outside threat.
Yeah, so they got Osman and Doug both above 40%, but 42% from Devin Vassell.
Yeah.
And they need that alongside Victor, so.
I'm just curious if maybe the Spurs are they're experimenting with all these different lineups to see what works best with Wemby, or if it's just a play of hey, let's just really tank it this year.
Yeah.
Get another solid pick, and then from there, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my thought going in this year, Devin Vassell was going to be the facilitator, and Wemby would be Wemby, and they haven't really done that. And
I think I even said Vassell would be most improved player. I think that was my pick for the year.
Right.
And it's just tragic to see the way the Spurs have been running that.
And they have some great, like, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Wemby are all really good young players. And Sohan is a good young player. I don't know if they're utilizing him correctly, or maybe it's just his play that Spurs Twitter doesn't really like. And then, of course, Malachi Branham, who they have high hopes for. But it's not like it's just doom and gloom and they don't have prospects, but it is shocking how awful they have been.
Do you think there has to be something between Sohan and Wemby? You know, Sohan's from England. Wemby's from France, go back to like World War II. There was a little.
Oh, we're going back to World War II.
Yeah, like the English.
They were allies. The French and the French did.
This guy knows history.
Yeah, the French.
But did they like each other?
Maybe not, but they were allies. The French surrendered, though.
The French did. Maybe Sohan's like, dude, why'd you get surrendered?
Why'd you surrender? Do you remember 1994 or 1940? Not 94, 1944. Off to a riveting start. No.
Also, why do you think he's from England, Jeremy Sohan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know he went to Baylor, but he's
Basketball
British.
Reference says he's from Oklahoma.
No, there's no chance. Have you seen the gap between his teeth?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know, man. Let's see where he grew up. It says right
Jeremy
here.
Sohan, place of birth. This is real-time podcasting.
He grew up in Oklahoma, man.
I see Sohan was born
Guyman, Oklahoma.
No, dude, I swear he's from England.
He gives off England vibes. Like he looks like,
Christian is never going to beat the claims.
Dude, yeah. You do not know ball, bro.
You know nothing. Beat the claims. We're screwed.
Oh, okay. Sohan was born in Oklahoma. The family moved to England when he was 3.
Oh, okay.
All right, maybe he knows a little ball.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. He's got to build his reputation back up.
He's starting to beat the claims.
No, it's going to take more than knowing where Sohan grew up.
Nice going, man.
Yeah. Congrats.
But no, this Spurs team is butt cheeks.
Certified buns. Yeah. And then we got Popovich telling fans how to cheer for people. Let the fans live. They could boo for who they want.
If they want to boo Kawhi, boo Kawhi. Kawhi kind of deserves to be booed by the Spurs.
He refused to play, sat out because he didn't want to play, went and played for a team that won the championship.
And it's part of the fan experience. If I'm paying for a ticket, as long as I'm not harassing these players, booing is hilarious. Boo!
That's fun.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game. Popovich, you can't tell people what to do, man.
Yeah.
I'm Pop. Respect.
We respect you, Pop.
Knock it off.
Knock it off. I agree. This is Pop podcast. But yeah, the Spurs have been bad, but we have something brewing that is even more special in the East. It's actually happening as we're recording. Detroit versus Washington.
Oh my gosh.
2 teams with 2 wins. Detroit's lost 13 straight games. Washington's lost 9 straight games. And, I mean, they're horrible.
A streak is going to be broken tonight.
A streak will be broken.
I really hope the Pistons lose this game. Because at this point, like, losing 13 games is really impressive.
It's hard to do.
That's really hard to do. And the fact that they've been this bad this year, it sucks to watch because we had high hopes with Cade being healthy and then finally getting to see him with Jaden Ivey. And now it's like Killian Hayes is playing over Jaden Ivey. Asir Thompson has been playing well, but the fit hasn't looked good. And then, Jalen Duren and the revolving door of their big men with Bagley and Wiseman has not been pretty.
Is Monty Williams doing a good job of coaching them? I don't know. 2-14 makes me believe probably not super great. And on top of that, Cade Cunningham. He averages 22 points per game. Second best, Jalen Duren at 12.7. So not a lot of scoring for the Detroit Pistons.
No, they're giving off 2012 Charlotte Bobcat vibes.
Yes.
Worst basketball team ever. They won 7 games. Pistons.
Be careful.
How do the Detroit Pistons, how do you suck this bad?
Dude.
In a league full of parity, And notice, you might not have noticed that I took the T out. Until they win another game, they're the Pistons.
The Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons.
Pistons.
And
They're pissing me off.
They're pissing me off. And their counterpart, the Washington Wizards.
Wait, can I say one thing about the Pistons?
Yes, please.
Should we FaceTime? Should we get FaceTime Cade Cunningham and tell him to wake up?
Yeah, wake up.
All right. Call Cade.
Yeah, let's call Cade.
Cade Cunningham, what's up? Small Ball Podcast. Quick message for you. Wake up, bro. You're supposed to be the future of the league. You were the number 1 pick. What are you doing? Anything else?
Cade, big fan. I chose LaMelo Ball over you in my fantasy basketball league. Good choice by me so far. Prove me wrong, Cade. Prove me wrong.
You got anything for him?
Cade, come on, man. I need you to shoot the 3 ball a lot better. You're a better shooter than what your percentage says, man. Lock in. We need to see Detroit basketball back. And it's on you.
See you, bro.
See you, Cade.
Talk to you later.
Wow, that was really nice. He's gonna like that.
That's going to put a little fire under his butt, that's for sure.
He's like, wait, does Small Ball Podcast just try to FaceTime me? He gets that. He's going to see that reel. He's going to be like, holy.
He's going to love it.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy. And on the flip end,
yeah,
the Washington Wizards, same record, but they feel infinitely worse, which I didn't think was possible. Both teams have 2 wins, but they feel like they are the worst team ever conceived.
That's what we thought, right?
Yeah.
We thought that they were going to be bad this year, but we kind of thought at least like Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma would be going.
I didn't.
You didn't think they'd be going off this year?
No. I've always said I'm not a Poole boy.
Okay, that's fair. I at least thought he would throw up some stats.
I did too.
Jordan Poole hasn't really done anything this year.
Kuzma's been balling.
Kuzma's a hooper.
Kuzma has been amazing.
He's a dog.
Jordan Poole, bro. We got Kevin Garnett talking about how he shouldn't be in the NBA. And we got videos surfacing of Jordan Poole on the bench just looking like he's looking like a buffoon out there. He's like not paying attention to coach. He looks like those guys like in high school, like, gets called up to varsity. He's got all the talent in the world. He's a freshman, but he's just like goofing off while coach is like trying to drop a play. Grow up, Jordan Poole. He's like, he looks like a child.
I will say he gives us some unforgettable moments where it's like turnaround 3, like takes a 3, turns around, clanks. He had one move, spin moves off a defender, instantly pulls, and it's a slow-mo like highlight, so it looks like it's on pace to go in, just clanks off the backboard. Yeah. I mean, it's special. Like, he's giving us special moments and memories. The problem for Jordan Poole is they're all memes.
This is an all-time season. This is an all-time Jordan Poole season.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, small ball fans can't hear me, but in my opinion, Jordan Poole is like Jameis Winston of the NBA. Like,
He is.
That is, Andy, that is the best, and that's Santa and producer Andy. That is probably the best comparison I think I have heard for Jordan Poole. He is absolutely the Jameis Winston of the NBA.
Just wait until Jordan Poole gets LASIK eye surgery.
Is that a thing?
That's what Jameis got. He got LASIK. Because Jameis was like historic because he had like 30 touchdown passes, but also 30 interceptions
First
in the
time
same
ever,
year.
right?
Yes. That is what Jordan Poole is doing in the NBA.
It's hilarious.
And they're playing right now. I'm interested to see Detroit off to a hot start, up 6-0 early. Yeah.
Probably the biggest lead they had all
Blazing. Really quick for Washington, obviously Poole and Kuzma. Who do you build off of in this franchise?
year. Bilal Kubali. I don't even know how to say his name correctly, but honestly, they don't have that. They don't have a player.
They don't have a piece.
They don't have a player yet. And so I think, they're going to potentially trade Kuzma and Poole this year or maybe this offseason. I think that's their goal. But I really don't think they have their guy yet.
They don't have a number 1. None of those guys are number 1s.
Right.
Most of them aren't even number 2s.
Agreed. I mean, they are number 2s, but a different form of number 2.
Yeah, you gotta try to squeeze out all the value you can out of the guys that are performing somewhat, like Kyle Kuzma, because you can't build around a 28-year-old Kyle Kuzma, given he's balling. But go find him another home, get some draft capital, and tank.
I'm interested to see if they move on from other players because they have good pieces. Like I like Corey Kispert a lot. He's a good shooter. He's a solid role player.
Denny,
I think I think these players can provide a lot of talent to teams that are maybe contending that need more role players.
Yeah, they just re-signed Denny Advia too.
Mm-hmm.
And they have Kyle Kuzma they just re-signed. And so they finally figured out their direction. Hey, we're going to tank. We're going to trade Bradley Beal. But now you have to figure out the direction of like, okay, what are we actually, like, who are we going to build around so we don't run into another Bradley Beal situation?
which I think they are in the midst of. I think we will see those trades because if you think about it, they decided this offseason they're going to tank. So it takes time to find the right deal, even if you're trying to give up players to get assets. I mean, think about it. They traded and they had Chris Paul, and then they flipped him for Jordan Poole, a younger player. So I wouldn't be surprised if this season, I would fully expect Kuzma and Jordan Poole to be traded. I mean, there already are rumors about those two.
Right. I just don't even know what you get for Poole.
Yeah.
I feel like his value is so low.
Yeah. I feel like he is a perfect sixth man. I think he still has value as a sixth man.
Yeah, it's just crazy, though. 2 years ago, after the Warriors won that championship, his value was probably among some of the highest of any of the young guards in the NBA.
And he cashed out. He got paid.
He got paid, and then I was like, oh, wait, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was.
Right.
But that's the beauty of basketball. Trevor, we're wearing Santa hats.
Yeah.
We're wearing Santa hats. It's the holiday season. I know you had something prepared for us.
Yeah. So I just want to ask you guys, do these NBA people, or how should I word this? Do these people make, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, the naughty or nice list? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Are these players not on the naughty or nice list?
They're not all players, though.
Are these people on the naughty or nice list?
Are these NBA personalities on the naughty or nice list?
Are these NBA personalities on the naughty or nice list? Let's get it. Scott, I'll be asking you, okay?
You're off the hot seat, Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah.
Let's close
Don't worry,
this.
man.
You mind if I close this for you?
Oh, yeah.
Just because I want the people to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Well, we were just talking about both these guys, so let's just get them out the way. Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole has been very, very naughty.
Go.
Yes. I mean, he's the definition of naughty. He takes all your money. He does absolutely nothing. He doesn't pay attention. And when you ask for him to show up in the big moments, he doesn't do it. Jordan Poole, you're a naughty, naughty boy.
He's getting coal.
It's lumps and lumps of coal.
Yeah. All right. Kyle Kuzma.
Very nice. Kyle Kuzma, I would say, is on this redemptive arc. So Kyle Kuzma, Kyle Kuzma, you have been very nice this season. When he left LA, I really thought he was like at best a number 4 option. His stock has risen like crazy. He could absolutely be a number 2, number 3 option for some of the teams that are competing this year.
Love that answer. Okay. We've also talked about this guy, Greg Popovich.
Greg Popovich has been on the naughty list.
Whoa.
Yes.
No, not Pop.
I love Popovich. But when you're bottom 5 in offense and defense, and you have all these great young assets, that isn't going to fly. On top of that, you had your biggest boomer moment that I think I've seen from you, telling fans that they can't boo. Your own fans, man. You can't do that. You've been naughty.
You're on a roll, Scott.
I'm locked in.
Let's keep it going. Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton has been very nice. Oh my gosh. Halliburton has been a top 5 guard in the NBA, arguably a top 3 guard in the NBA, arguably a top 2 guard in the NBA.
Whoa. Not the top guard.
but not sure if he's the top guard. His assist to turnover ratio, he has so many games where it's like 12 assists, 0 turnovers. And you're like, that's what you need from a point guard in order to succeed in the NBA. He is the perfect pass-first point guard that has a scoring threat as well. So, yeah, definition of nice.
Scott Foster.
Scott Foster. Here's what I said. Scott Foster, you've...
Oh, where are you going to go?
I don't know. Because here's the thing. Scott Foster is always naughty, which I think in turn has made him nice. And hear me out.
What is that? What does that even mean?
He's always naughty to a point where it almost turns such a big negative into a positive. We know what we're getting from Scott Foster. It's bad refereeing every single night, but then he gives us the perfect moments online. He kicks Chris Paul out of basketball games, and for that, Scott Foster, you've been nice.
You know what's hilarious about Scott Foster? I saw this stat. Now, I don't know if this was like a meme account or if this is legit. I don't know how you keep track of this. But according to this page, his stats as far as right calls, highest in NBA history. 97.3% of his calls are correct.
Wow.
So Scott Foster could be the greatest ref of all time. Is he the GOAT?
I don't... That's
Who's the GOAT ref?
I don't know, but I just said he was nice.
You did.
Yeah.
Kind of wild. Yeah. Gucci Mane is the GOAT. Off the, no stats on that, but he is the GOAT. Okay. Controversial. You ready?
Oh, gosh.
A little controversial.
Okay.
Miles Bridges. It pains. It's going to hurt.
I'm going to say he's naughty. I am anti Miles Bridges. He will always be naughty. He lost me when he said, hey, if I just play good basketball, maybe I'll win some fans over. That's not his exact quote. So he could score 80 points in a game, and this will be me watching the whole time. Hand over my face. I'm not going to support it. Miles Bridges, always naughty.
This is a pro-women podcast.
Pro-women pod.
I like that.
You like that?
I am proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Last one, Josh Giddey. Yes!
So here's what's royally effed about saying Josh Giddey is saying he's naughty also feels wrong. Like, not like calling, oh, he's naughty. Like it's gross. Like,
Yeah.
It's not naughty or nice. It's gross. Can I say he's gross?
He's very like disciplinary naughty.
Yeah.
Like that.
You are naughty.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. I can't say you're naughty because if I say you're naughty,
It's all in your tone.
you're naughty. See,
I don't think
Josh Giddey is naughty. He's a naughty guy for that. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it's gross. Josh Giddey is gross. Not naughty, not nice, but gross.
Allegedly.
Allegedly gross. Yes. That's a great point.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Allegedly gross.
Yeah,
because if it comes out and
He did nothing wrong?
he did
then
nothing
he's
wrong,
nice.
then he's nice. So that's
He's been playing kind of naughty this year.
you know what? He hasn't been great. I've been seeing OKC Twitter saying like, "Oh, are we going to trade this guy?" But
Yeah.
if allegedly gross, possibly nice.
Possibly
if
nice,
allegations are not true.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just had to ask.
Wow.
We've
I
been
had a
planning this
feeling.
segment for a couple weeks, and this happened, and I was like, I have to.
We
throw
had
that
to.
in there.
Josh Giddey. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That whole. It's amazing the court of public opinion, aka just Twitter.
Yeah.
They
And Reddit.
yeah, and Reddit. They will determine if someone is guilty without anything coming out.
Source,
Except
trust
for
me.
selfies and photos and videos, and that's kind of.
Yeah,
But still, we don't know when these were. We don't even know if they're the same girl.
if they were the same girl.
I
But
don't believe anything until I see Woj or Shams tweet about it.
I think that's super smart on Twitter. If Woj tweeted after the show, Josh Giddey has admitted to sleeping with a 16-year-old, then I'd say, yeah, no, that's pretty bad. We got to get rid of him.
Right.
But until I see that, I try to be partial and fair and all right, let's wait till everything comes out.
I respect it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Yeah, we got
Trevor,
another
you know,
little game.
you do all the fun little real ideals. I thought I might throw one back at you.
Throw it.
All right, so let's guess the NBA team based on what college they went to. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the starting five of each team.
Okay.
Only in their college.
only by their college. And we're going to start off easy and go into hard. So this first one, I'm going to have one player missing.
Okay.
So just let me finish my colleges before,
Okay.
because I'm sure you guys will get it pretty quick. All right, the first team got Weber State
What position? Do we get
at point guard,
Oh, I already know.
Florida State at shooting guard, Texas A&M at small forward, power forward is a mystery, and Stanford is center.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
I was trying to time Bucks with you.
Yeah, that's the Milwaukee Bucks.
All right, next one's a little bit difficult, but I think you guys got it. All right, so the point guard played at University of Colorado Boulder. The shooting guard's a question mark. The small forward went to Baylor. Power forward went to UNC. And the center went to Virginia Tech.
The Baylor small forward is where my mind's at. What's the point guard you said?
Colorado.
University of Colorado Boulder.
Boulder.
Scott should know this.
Well,
No, you shouldn't.
it's
Power forward is UNC.
Yes.
Center is
I heard I thought Derek White right away, but this is a small ball podcast, so it's not the Boston Celtics.
Baylor small forwards. Baylor. Well, Baylor guys. Who are some Baylor guys?
Who's the center?
Torian Prince.
The center is Virginia Tech.
Oh, this is a disaster.
Virginia Tech.
This is a tough one.
Think about the Baylor guys. Like, I feel like those are the most easily. Would Donovan? No.
Who's? Oh, dude. It's.
I can give you the shooting guard, and that might give it away.
Give us a shooting guard.
Shooting guard went to Villanova.
Oh, is it? Is it the Nets?
It is the Brooklyn
It's
Nets.
Spencer Dinwiddie as the point guard.
Who went to Baylor?
So their starting five's interesting
Oh,
because they go Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, it is Royce O'Neal,
Yeah.
Cam Johnson, and then Dorian Finney-Smith.
yeah, dude. I would have never gotten that.
I should have gotten that.
All right, last one here. All right, point guard went to Iowa State.
Go Clones.
The shooting guard went to University of Missouri.
University of Missouri.
Yep.
Go Tigers.
The small forward's a question mark. Power forward went to Wake Forest. And then the center is a question mark.
Point guard is, who'd you say again?
Iowa State.
I know a really good Iowa State point guard.
Rhymes with Monte Morris.
I got another one for you. Tyrese Halliburton. I think that's the Indiana Pacers.
Incorrect.
Oh, you knew I was gonna say that. You knew it.
Wait, what are the other colleges?
So point guard went to Iowa State. Shooting guard went to University of Missouri. The power forward went to Wake Forest.
Oh, and we've definitely talked about this power forward before. Because we've talked about the Wake Forest connection. Because I remember I'm like, wait, there's a Wake Forest basketball player. But I don't know who it is.
Which of those players is the best?
The best player went to University of Missouri.
Missouri. University of Missouri.
If I give you the center, it might give you guys a better idea.
Yeah.
The center went to Auburn.
Oh, it's the Utah Jazz.
Yep.
The Utah Jazz.
So Iowa State, Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yeah.
University of Missouri, Jordan Clarkson. And then Lowry, mark it in, went to University of Arizona. Yeah. John Collins went to Wake Forest.
John Collins is Wake Forest. That's how I knew, because we've talked about that connection before.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I would have never gotten that. I'm not a college guy.
So I would say you guys failed.
Yeah,
that was a disaster.
That was tough.
That was a disaster, Christian.
I made it too hard. I'm sorry.
This is like my game show. Yeah. This is my game show all over again.
Do one more.
I can't wait for Nate Robinson to comment saying you guys don't know ball now.
No,
well, it's not going to work. Do one more with all five. Do one more with all
Yeah, we're not
five.
going to make it a real
Make it
song.
on the fly. No. We'll make it a real. Do it on the fly. Make one with all 5.
Okay. Point guard, Kentucky. Shooting guard, Maryland. Small forward, UNC. Power forward, Iowa. And then the center, Gonzaga.
Oh, Iowa power forward. Gonzaga.
Sacramento Kings.
Yep. Honestly, that's probably the only starting 5 I knew on top of my dome. So that was a layup for you.
Wow. I can do the Nuggets.
Go.
Okay.
Kentucky point guard, Georgia shooting guard, Missouri small forward, Arizona power forward, Serbian center.
Huh. Well, Anthony Edwards went to Georgia,
Ooh.
so maybe it's the Wolves.
Wait, is it the Wolves?
No, because Gobert is a Frenchman.
Oh. Who is it then?
It's got to be the Nuggets.
It's the Nuggets.
All right, I'm going to give you guys one.
Yeah, give us one, Trev.
All right.
Trevor's so mad. He's like trying to stump us now.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to stump. I'm gonna get you guys here. This is gonna be good. All right. Point guard is a question mark.
Oh, no, you
What?
Please.
Shooting guard, Kentucky. What? Small forward, Washington. Oh my gosh, who could this be? Power forward, Syracuse. Center, Arizona.
Oh,
Portland?
Portland Trailblazers.
Got it.
Wow.
Well done, boys.
Honestly, I was completely lost until
The center.
Arizona center. You just
Yeah,
start
they're-
thinking about those guys.
Yeah, you just Aiton and
It was funny is the first person I thought of was Christian Coloco from the Raptors. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't even play.
you said shooting guard Kentucky, and my first thought was, okay, this is gonna be Booker and the Suns.
Right.
Then you started naming up.
Went to Kentucky.
Jada Sharp went to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't play, but he went. And then Matisse Thybulle. And then
Oh, Matisse. I forgot he went to Washington.
Jeremy Grant.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
He went to Syracuse?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
Right.
didn't know that.
Yeah, their point guard. I didn't want to give you guys G League. That would be too obvious
Oh,
for Scooty Scoot.
Well, you could have went with Anthony Simons, who also didn't go to college.
True. Anthony, he's their true starting shooting guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Sharp would be small forward.
I don't
bump up.
even think Thibault even starts.
He does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Well, at least at the beginning of the season.
we'll see with that.
I don't watch a ton of Portland games, if I'm going to be honest. They're
that's
kind of
fair.
tough to watch.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hey, really quick, touch on a team that hasn't been touched a while. Tough. Oh.
Yeah, this has been a doozy of an episode for us.
That has been tough to watch.
Yeah.
The Orlando Magic.
Scott, I'm glad you mentioned that.
They have been red hot, 7 straight, and in that streak, they beat the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Boston Celtics. They have been one of the darlings of the NBA this season.
Right, and we talked about them last week, and I'm glad we're talking about them again because they deserve it. They are ultimate small market franchise, and they have the best defensive rating, the best defense in the NBA, and they're young, and they can improve. They have a ton of assets. They can move players.
Yeah, it's the Magic are a team to watch. They're pretty scary. You know, the fact that they're young and they're number 1 in defense is pretty insane. And if they can just improve their offensive talent, I think it's kind of sky's the limits for them. They don't have much shooting. They need more shooting.
And you mentioned this on a reel. Could they possibly go after a guy like Zach LaVine?
I think Zach LaVine would be a great fit for them. Zach LaVine provides an elite scorer for them, a guy who can score at all 3 levels on the court. Yeah, he's not the greatest thing defensively, but if you have a culture that is bought in to their defense and he comes to join the team, he has to buy it. You can't slack off on a team that has something that's so solidly built. And so that's why I think Zach LaVine would be a great 2 guard for the Orlando Magic.
And, it's a lot easier to buy in when your team has one of the best records in the NBA. That makes it a little bit easier if you're a star player to say, oh, I can contribute to a winning culture. That goes a long way. So, there's been talks about, well, will LaVine actually want to care or buy in? I think he will, especially if Orlando thinks they can compete with the other teams in the East.
Winning solves everything.
Right. Shout out Jamal Mosley, early Coach of the Year candidate.
Why not?
I don't know how he could be anything other than the number one slot for Coach of the Year. You're able to coach this young of a team to right now the second best record in the East with the best defensive rating. And on top of that, this is a young team. What are some of the other young teams doing in the NBA? Outside Houston, they're really struggling. So that says a lot about this core that Orlando has built. We mentioned on last episode, they are so big from 1 to 5. Jonathan Isaac is coming off the bench. He's earning some recognition as a potential, not defensive player of the year, but make maybe one of those all defensive teams, right?
Yeah.
That's how good they've been on the defensive end, and that leads to better offense. They just need some more shot creation and shot making, and they could actually be a very, very scary team in the East.
Is Markelle Fultz back?
No, he's aiming for return on Wednesday. So they think he'll be back Wednesday, which will be huge for them. Yeah. I would also say another coaching candidate, Thunder, Coach Marky D. I don't know how to say his last name.
Dagnalt?
Yeah, something like that. Those are the two guys I'm eyeing for Coach of the Year so far.
For sure. I just would lean towards Mosley because the Thunder had SGA, who just came off of receiving MVP votes and was an All-NBA player. Orlando didn't have that. And so what does that say about a culture where it's like, hey, our best players, it's his second season in the NBA. And right now we've got the second best record in the East. That says a lot. We'll see how it pans out the rest of the season, but a lot to be happy about if you're an Orlando Magic fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
That's good. All right, guys. Holiday episode number 1 is in the books. Andy has looked good all episode. Wasn't on camera, but he's looked very handsome. Christian fought some allegations, and, we decide who's naughty and nice. But for of course, our producer Andy, Trevor Maitland, and Christian Dennis, I'm Scott Hurst. We say so long for now, and we will see you next week.
Giddy, you're naughty, or you're nice. We don't know yet.